This conference will now be recorded.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Kirti.
Yes, Kirti.
Okay. Yeah, coming to the previous class, we have discussed about all these APIs. So I hope everyone has completed their assignments, right?
Kirti, I cannot able to do because this SQL database was not successfully installed in my PC. I was getting an issue while installing it.
Oh, is it? Okay. Okay, let's see after this class then. So if you have issue, we can solve it.
Okay, Kirti, sure.
Yeah. So rest of the people, so how is it going?
Yeah,
Any
Kirti.
problems you face?
First one with DB inserting for JSON and XML done. So remaining 3 more tasks are there yet to do.
Okay. So did you face any problems or you are yet to complete?
No, those were fine. I did first 2. Yeah.
Okay, okay, fine. And okay, so this was Bhimeshwar, I think, right?
Yes, Kirti.
Same with me, Kirti. Rahul here,
Rahul.
same with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And coming to Rakesh and Karthik.
Yes, Kirti, I have done first 3, and from delete I have URI and query. I have some issues. I'm not getting correctly, so that's the thing. First 3 I have done.
Okay.
Remaining 3 are there. Yeah.
Okay, okay, sure. So after this class, we can discuss what is the problem you are facing. Let's discuss them.
Okay.
So it should not be a blocker, right? So let's see. And what about Rakesh?
Just now I told first 3 I
Okay,
have
okay. So
completed.
you are the Rakesh. Okay, okay. Sorry. What about Karthik then?
Yeah, I'm Karthik. I did not do anything. I don't have time.
Okay, okay. So if did you face any? Did you try like installing and executing?
Yeah, installing everything was installed successfully.
Okay, okay. Yeah, please go ahead and try on yourself, Karthik. So if you face any issues, we can discuss in classes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after this class, let's see whoever has some issues. Let's see the issues, and whoever has completed the few of the use cases, right? We can see like if at all there is any problem or it is being successfully executed. So we can discuss if you want. Okay. So today, let's go with the class. So today we'll see how to use the FTP connector and how to create a server and how to create a folder in a server and how to utilize them. So FTP, so basically FTP means file transfer protocol. So whenever a clients until now what we have seen is we have developed a REST API and we have used like how to insert the data, update data by using an API. So we are giving some request to an API and we are getting some response. So in some of the cases client will ask, right, so they will have a FTP location. So for that they will give some, so for if at all they say like in FTP they will provide you the host, they will provide you the port, they will provide you the username and password. So they will give all this one and they will give the location. So in the file, so in this FTP, right? So they will have a server and they will keep on they will keep on posting a file in the particular location, something like this. Like they will give a location and in this location they will ask like every day we will post a file in this location, and our MuleSoft integration has to pick that file and has to load into some target system. So here our source will be FTP. So in this use case, it will be source. And they will ask like target, there can be anything like for example there can be Oracle, and they will say they have to post this whatever the CS, suppose let's say assume it is a CSV file, whatever the CSV file we are reading from this location, that file has to be loaded into Oracle using some other web services which Oracle has provided us, something like this. or they may say that our source is again some other use case, like our source is Salesforce, and from Salesforce you will get a set of data. This set of data has to be written into this location in the form of XML or let's say CSV, flat file, or whatever it may be. So how to use this FTP and how to install. So for our example, how to install. So we'll see all of these things today. Okay. So for that, first we need to have a FileZilla. So in a FileZilla means it means FTP server. So this is just for example purposes. For in client projects, they will give a location. So they will give source. For that, you just need to install FileZilla, and they will explain you like how to install it and what tool to install. So there are multiple tools to install FTP. So right now we'll just see open source FileZilla. So you can simply download it from online. Let's see. You can download FileZilla server. Download FileZilla server, not the client. So from here you can download it. I'll just paste it in the chat box. Okay. Once you download, you can see. So after you're downloading and installing that file, you'll have something like this. I have already downloaded it, so I'm just showing it. So while installation, it will set one port. So right now you can ignore this port because we'll not be using this port in our MuleSoft. So the host is local host, and password will be admin. Basically, it will be a default password admin, and you can, after installing, you can simply connect here. So what we'll do now is we will create a connection to our local system. So this is my local system. So in this local system, what I will do is I will connect to some of the folders using FileZilla. So let's see, connect, and I will say first you need to have some users for this one. So in whatever the client gives, right? So they will give this all details, whatever the details which you have given. So how the client will do is he will have some users. Let's say for the developers, he will have a developer role, and for that users, he will give some accesses. So for that, he will give username and password for that particular developer role. So in the similar way, we'll just create it for our purpose. So right now I have created user one. I will create one more thing. Let's say this is my dev user. So this is our development. So as of now, I did not create any groups, but in client system, they will have some groups also, like for developer role, they will give one developer and all. Yeah, Bhimeshwar, do you have any question? Am I going too fast?
No. I have 3.44. So will it work? I am asking. So that's why I pinged in order to interrupt. Directly, I was pinging you. I have FileZilla 3.44 in my system. Will it work?
Yeah, it should work. It should work. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That's it. That's what my question. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm just creating this dev user, and I'll create a folder, something like this. So here in my desktop, I'll create a folder. New folder. For this, I will create employee, and I will just add this folder here. Add desktop employee. Okay, and for this, I'm giving for dev user, I'm giving all the access. Read, delete, create. So I can create directories. So from this dev user, I can do all of these things. Okay, and for this one, I can give an alias name. So this would create a recursive directory for home directory. Yeah, I can give one more file also, like I'll give this one. PP.
Sorry to interrupt. Where did you get this users pop-up actually? Once you click on the file or what?
I did not get your question. Can you repeat it?
Where did you get this pop-up users?
Okay, this one in this edit. You can go here on the edit and click on users.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm trying to add the directories. So here for the dev user, before I did not click on OK, right? So I did not save. Let me click on one more. This one time dev user. Okay. And for this one, let me add a home directory like I have an empty folder FTP, and then I will add one more directory, employee. So for this one, I'm creating an alias like, so what is the purpose of this alias is, suppose if you are in the client system, they will be storing some data in the directories. So instead of exposing the entire directory name, we can simply give our alias name so that we can use it in our integrations. So something like this. I will give emp directory. Okay, I should save this one for our integration purpose. I will just write it here. Okay, I'll say okay, emp directory. Okay, so done sending account settings. Now what I'll do is in this employee folder, I'll create a CSV file. So I'll say employee data, and here I'll have something like this, ID, name, and what was the thing, the status, and I will 100, name is 1 IT, status is active. I'll say 200, example 1, status is something like this. Something like this. So now we have to retrieve this data. We have to retrieve this file, and we have to see how the data is flowing in our MuleSoft. So let's do that. Let's go to Anypoint Studio. Okay. This one. Create a new project, and we'll say FTP read, because we are reading the file. Now we'll just read the file and we'll see. So now you can see here we have some connectors for FTP. So here these are all the connections, these are all the operations we can do. We can create a directory, we can delete a file, we can see the list of files, we can move. So these are all the operations which we can perform. So right now we'll simply do a read. We'll do a read file. So if you can see, it is loading on the right side. So until now, what we have done, we have exposed our API as an REST API. So now let's focus on something like it's like called as scheduler. So what is the scheduler is? Suppose if you want, in FileZilla server, they are keeping a file for every day, or let's say for every 2 hours they are keeping a file, and you have to load this file. So for that one, no need to go and execute our MuleSoft integration every 2 hours. For that purpose, we have a shape that is called scheduler. We can configure it, and we can say for every 2 hours run this program. So like let's say suppose our use case like there is a hospital, and they are saying that for every 2 hours they are keeping a patient records or any diagnostic records in a folder in a FTP location. So to process the data every 2 hours, no need to go and execute a process, and nobody will be sitting like for execution of the process, right? Simply we can keep a scheduler here. So you can simply just say, I'm just saying here you can set the seconds or minutes or something like this. For every, I will say, as of now, I will say for every 2 minutes, our process should be executed. I'll show you how the payload will be coming here. This is entry log, and I will say entry payload. So after hitting the scheduler, what the payload will be, we'll see here. It will come automatically. Payload. Okay. After reading, we'll keep one more logger saying that after reading the file, the payload, that is stack. Okay, and now let's configure this read connection. So you have to create a new connection, same as our database connection. And here I will say, so as this is in my local connection, I will just give local host. But since in your projects, your client will be giving a host, and there you have to give your local host there. Okay, and for FTP, the default port will be 21, unless and until a client wants that to be specific to their file, whatever the server is, so they will give a port. So if he doesn't give any port, the basic default port will be 21. And now our username is whatever the user we have created here, dev user. Okay, dev user, and the password will be default admin. So let's test the connection. Test connection successful. If at all I say I will give dev user 1 here. So we don't have a user with dev user 1. So if I do a test connection, it will fail. See, could not establish FTP connection with localhost at 21. User cannot log in. So that means setting the user is our first priority while developing from a example perspective. Okay, and here I will give my directory. Or you can do one more thing also. You can simply say here you can give the directory. You can do a test connection, and in the connector level you can give a file name. So here our file name is employee data. I will say employee data.cs. That's all. So now let's see. I will just run this one, debug this one. I'll keep a debugger here, breakpoint. So no need of any postman or no need of any invoker now. So whenever we keep a scheduler, it will automatically run now. So in earlier projects, what we have done, we have kept a listener here. So whenever a postman is, we are hitting from the postman, it will execute. But now, no need of doing that one because we have kept a scheduler here. Yes. See, it ran. It came to here. It got invoked and it came here. And if you see the console now, entry payload is null because from the scheduler we did not do anything. Even after hitting the scheduler, immediately kept the entry log, entry payload null. And if I do next shape, empdir employee data CSV does not exist. Let's see if the file is there or not. Employee data. Okay, this is a text document. I forgot to save it in CSV format. Let's save. I will do file save as .csv. So it's a CSV file now. Let's see. So now I have just resumed the process. Here it is, since it is scheduled for every 2 minutes, it will wait for 2 minutes and then it will run here. So let's see. 11:53, 58. So it will execute at 11:55 or 11:56 mostly, because we have stopped for 2 to 3 seconds here, right?
Kirti, here I have one doubt.
Okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
We did not specified or we did not taken any payload, right? Where payload is coming actually? By default, payload will be there when we give the function there. So what is the response we are getting that will load into the payload directly without giving that in this connector? Payload connector we did not give, right?
Okay. You are saying that here why we are using a payload and why it is coming as null. That is the question, right?
Null I'm not not null. Payload we are giving directly here, right? But we did not provided that connector in the palette, right?
In the palette. Okay, you are saying here we did not give any in the Mule palette. You are saying.
Yes.
Yeah, I have
In
already
Mule
loaded it here. So if you can see here, I have already
sorry,
loaded
not
it
palette.
here.
Canvas I'm talking. Canvas.
Yeah, here I have a read write. So here there is a FTP connector with the operation as read.
So read will act like a payload here.
See, whatever the payload is. So let's say, let me show you here. In the Postman, what is our use case? What we have done is we are taking the request data from the request and we are inserting the data. Okay.
Correct.
But what is the use case here is we have to read the data from a FileZilla server and we have to insert the data into database. That is a use case. So for this use case, no need of any request. So the request comes, the payload comes from this CSV file. So here I have a CSV file, right? So these three should go into database. That is my requirement.
Okay.
It will not come from any API, any body or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So some of the cases, client will ask that they have to expose an API, so they will just they will give our request body in this API request. But in some of the cases, they will say that they won't use any APIs, but simply they will keep a scheduler. Like for let's say our practical use cases, like for every month end, the payroll has to be the money has to be salary has to be credited to the user's account. Okay. So for that, what they will do is they will simply say they will give an CSV file with all some let's say here they have a salary. Okay. For all these users, for all these employees, this has to be created. Okay, something like this. So this has to be created. So we will schedule our scheduler something like it has to be executed monthly once on the month end, or let's say 30th or 20th of the month. So on that day, this will be executed. This data will be coming into our MuleSoft. Like how we will be reading? We will be reading this entire file from our FTP server. We'll be reiterating through all these records, and we'll say, let's say this salary data has to be updated in Oracle. So this will be updated in Oracle database, something like that. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone has any other doubts?
So basically, scheduler itself has a request method. It has internally, is it?
Yeah, so your understanding is correct that it will, it will be triggered. So it will not have any request actually. So this is just for triggering our flow. So instead of a listener here, instead of creating an API here, we are just saying a scheduler. So this will not have any request. This is just for triggering our flow. It will trigger our flow from this point. So where the request comes from, we can have a FTP here, we can have a what do you call SFTP read here, or we can have like if you have like something use case like Salesforce. Okay, you have a data request from Salesforce coming to NetSuite. Okay, so you can say you can use get API of Salesforce. So this will give data. This will give our request, something like that. Scheduler is just for invoking our flow.
Okay. So can you please show
Yes,
me read?
Kirti, myself, Karthik.
Yeah, Karthik.
Can we place the scheduler in the middle of the flow?
No. You cannot keep. This has to go in the source only. This is just for invoking our flow.
Okay. No, I don't
Yeah.
need to read, but I need to insert the data directly.
Okay, suppose let's say you want to give a static data. Okay, no need of reading
Yeah.
here, but you simply want to
Yeah.
give a static data every time, every whatever schedule you have given. So in that case, what you can do is you can simply set the payload. Whatever the payload you want to set, you can set a payload here.
Okay.
You don't want any read here, and you can have a database insert. And how
Okay.
this flow will be triggered? Whatever the schedule time you have given.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
That is possible. Yeah.
So here, one more time, Kirti, sorry. So read will read the data and get it, and it will insert into DB. Is it here? Is it right?
Yes.
Here
Yes.
it will work like. Okay, fine.
So let us debug. Anyone has any other questions?
For execution, can you show me again read configuration? Huh? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Thank you.
So here you will have a configuration. You are giving EMP directory, and all this can be, these are default values. No need to set anything. This is localhost, and port is default as I mentioned. And here we have to give whatever the user we have created in the FileZilla server. So basically, in our real-time projects, these all details will be given by client only.
Okay,
Okay.
FileZilla you said right, in real time that FileZilla will be placed in the server or in our local, how it will be?
No, in the server, let's say the client has, their own FTP, okay, and they will say they have loaded the file, and they will not give access to the FTP for you. They will just give access to the this user, okay. In that case, you simply have to get the details, whatever they have given the details. So they will just give something like this. They will give you this details, that's all. After giving these details, you have to test it in your MuleSoft. So for that purpose, you can simply say test connection.
Okay.
And some clients, what they will give is they will give access also for you. So as we are developers, they will give access so that we can see what is going on in the server. So you can install. So they will give you the tools. Like some of the clients will use FileZilla, or some of them they will use different client tools. So they will give you the tool name, and your company can install it for yourself, or you can install by yourself.
In our local only, or it is in server?
Yeah, in your
That's
local
why.
only. So server will be in the client system. So whatever the client, let's say Dunkin' Donuts, okay. In Dunkin' Donuts, there will be the server. You will be seeing, you will have the client system. So you will just see whatever the folders are there, whatever the files are there. So you can see from at your end.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Okay. So this is my employee data. I will say /employee data. Okay, let's debug now. Okay, let's see the console. Payload is null. employee dot does not exist. Why is it coming like that? Employee data dot csv. Employee data dot csv, it exists. Right. Let's see. And I have created with employee dir. Let's not give this one here. Let's simply say that one. Okay, I think I have not provided all this. Okay, add. Okay. Yeah. See, now it is coming. Let's see here. You can see all the payload. Yes, this is our payload. ID, name, status, and whatever I have given in this file. And if I say next shape, you can see in the logger. So this is in the second logger. We can see all the data coming here. Okay. After reading the file, the payload is ID, name, status, and the data, something like this. Okay. Any questions until here? Okay. So this is how you read a file from FTP. So until now, what we have done, we have. Sorry, anyone has any questions?
No, Kirti. Fine.
Okay.
Kirti.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So until now, what we have done, we have installed FileZilla server. We have created users. So here, the main important thing is you have to give all the access to your developer users. So here, first time I did not get the dev user, and with the dev user, I did not give all the access for them, for this user. So in the second time, I have given all the access. That's why it is able to read. Okay. So you have to simply do one thing. You have to go to users in the here in edit, go to users, click on shared folders and create a user. So I will show you again dev user 2. I will give dev user 2. And for this dev user 2, you have to set a home directory. So for that one, you have to simply say give a random home directory, no need of using it. So in this here FTP, I do not have any files in there. So this will be our home directory. And after that, give your directory, whatever you want, like employee folder in which the file is located. So give that one. And for this, the second directory in which the file is there, create an alias with the slash and this one, emp directory or emp folder, something like this. Okay. Once you create it, you have to simply give all the access to that particular user and just say okay. So give the details in this connection. That whatever the user you have created, user and password will be defaultly, it will be admin, small case. Okay. Localhost, and that working directory, you can give it here. emp directory or whatever the folder name you have given there, the alias name. And now as you can see, it has executed one more time because we have kept for every 2 minutes. So while I was explaining, the 2 minutes has completed and it has come again. So here if you keep 3 minutes or 2 days, we have multiple options here: days, hours, minutes, seconds, something like this. You can give whatever you require. And here we have one more option called fixed frequency and cron. So cron expression is something like for this frequency only there will be some expression. So no need of worrying about it. We will see in the next classes. So we can discuss what is cron expression and how to give it. As of now, simply you need to focus on how to get the read the file from SFTP using a scheduler. So scheduler is one of the important concept. So this will be one of the interview question also. They will say that my Mule integration has to be executed for every 3 days. How you will do that? Okay, this is one of the things. So you can say in the source component, I will give scheduler instead of listener. Okay, any questions until now? Since I'm already accessing it, right, it will give some error. So no need of worrying. You can simply rerun again. It will execute. Okay, if no one has no doubts, we can go forward for looking what all of them has done, the assignment APIs. Because if I say again here the writing of data and all, it will be most complicated. You can simply try it on your own. So I advise all of you to please try it on your own, because in MuleSoft, whatever we see, it will be looking easy. But if you try, it will be somewhat difficult and you will see many problems. And by seeing problems and by solving issues only, we will learn. So I'll advise, please go ahead and try each of it. Like daily one API also will do. But you have to have a hands-on experience. With that only, we'll get so much of confidence. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think someone has like they have done 3 APIs and someone has done 4, 5 APIs. So you can show your APIs here, and then we can discuss. For some of them, they have some problem for SQL installation and all, and URI parameters. We can discuss. You can go ahead. Whoever wants to go first, you can share your screen and you can explain.
Yeah, Kirti, can I go ahead?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, can you give me access for the sharing the screen, please?
Devanand, right? Make presenter. Okay.
Okay, Kirti.
Yeah,
So can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. I can see.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Kirti. So can you able to see my screen now?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Here I'm facing the issue is while creating this one, you asked me to give a connection, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
System
sample connection.
Okay, yeah, sample connection. Okay, sample connection. And here the username is system, right?
Yes.
And password I'm giving as capital Nandu 1993, and everything is okay, right? This localhost and all. I do not have to do anything more. Okay, so here I have to do test or else save.
You can click on save and then you can test it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can click on OK. It should be fine. Yeah. Yes.
Now while testing, okay. Yesterday I was getting the issue here, Kirti. I was not able to get the status as success.
Okay, okay. Maybe that is because you did not save it. That may be the problem.
I was testing first and then I was trying to save it.
Yeah, yeah. First we need to save first and then we can test it.
Okay, Kirti, done. Got the solution. So I'll try today once again, all the stuff, and I'll let you know by tomorrow.
Sure, Devanand. Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Kirti.
Thank you. And yeah, so I think someone has other, they have done right. Who wants to go next? Rakesh, I think you have done 3 APIs, right?
Yes, Kirti, I will try once more. Okay. In this, to have some again doubt also. Okay. I'll just do and I'll just tell you tomorrow. Okay.
Sure,
Once
sure.
again,
Yeah, you can try on your own how many times you want. And if at all you're stuck, yeah, let me know. Tomorrow we can discuss.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, definitely.
Kirti,
Thank you.
I
And
have
we,
some, yes, Kirti.
yeah, Vimesh.
FileZilla is in progress with the installation. So I have a couple of issues like just now you explained, right? So when I'm saying my CSV file, it is not saving in the CSV format.
Is it?
I didn't get what is the problem.
Let me make
You
you
gave in the
presenter. You
double
can.
quotes, right?
Yeah, in the double quotes, we have to save when we are doing save as, right? Just click on what file name.csv and give it in the double quotes. It should be fine.
Able to see my screen?
Yes.
See. Let me open my notepad. Sorry. This is my file. I am saving as.
Save as, okay.
Oh, sorry, I gave in single code. Okay. I have to
Give
give
for
in single.
entire thing. Even after .csv, you have to give in double quotes.
Let me.
After .csv, you can say double quotes. Yeah.
So let me go to desktop. So it's in CSV now.
Yeah, you can delete the second one, I think. It should not be a problem. Yeah. Yeah, this is in CSV now only. Even if you can open in Excel file.
It will open as Excel sheet, right?
Yes. You can open it in Excel or you can open it in the, what do you say, Notepad also.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel it is done now. FileZilla also installed.
Okay.
Let me where I can get that. So this was the version I was asking you. I pinged you, right? So I have in my local system only. From there I installed.
Okay.
Free variant. So in my office software list.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so I think you can go and create a new user and you can try it out. And yeah, if at all this is a client's system, I would advise not to use this one. But if at all this is your own free open source,
we have both. We have see consisting of FileZilla client and FileZilla server. They said that's why after you said
okay, I think this
I
is
got
the
that point. I
client
checked
which
that.
you are seeing.
The which one I opened is a client, is it?
Yeah. So I mean, because we cannot see here the adding of users and all, right? Here you can only see the structure, but there are no options to, set the user credentials and all. So I think this is the client. Try to install it from Google if you have access. It should be good.
But in the okay, fine, I will try that one. So can I have any mode of change here? Changing to server like that? Site manage and no.
I don't think so, because this is, yeah, click on the right side server. There is one server, right? After transfer on the right side, there is a server. File, edit, view, transfer server. Yeah. There is no option for connecting.
Correct.
I think you have to install one more server. So this is the client.
Oh, but they said that they have both in this, consisting of FileZilla client and FileZilla server. Client binaries are available for Windows, Linux, and Mac. Server binaries are available for Windows only, they said. Okay, I might have. I should. Okay, sorry. Huh? Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Yeah,
I'm
please.
getting call.
Sure. Yeah.
How can I stop my screen share?
Yeah, please stop it. And rest of the people, do you have any other questions, or we can wrap up the session? Tomorrow we'll see how to insert this data after reading the file, and we can insert the data into database.
Okay, Kirti, sure.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, Kirti. You too.
Thank you.